Hello you guys, and welcome back to another episode of Banished. We are going to be trying to stabilize our industry area today. As you can see, we set up a few hunting lodges, a few lumber gathering areas. Now this lumber area here isn't necessarily for firewood. It's going to end up using for more furnace fuel and things. We have our little mines and a little bit of a clay pit in the middle there, just for some variety. So we are going to go through, work on some little city streets, and hopefully some little homes and things. A lot of these, this area to the left is temporary and has been temporary. So we want to try and settle that. Food seems to be an issue going forward, and I'm hesitant to put gatherer huts out here because they are a little, I don't know, they take up a lot of space, but I have a feeling I'm gonna have to anyways, just to make sure that stays stable in the long term. Our farmers along the waterways, I mean, they're doing okay, but granted, you know, not nearly as much food production per gatherer's hut, but only one worker, 547 a season. You know, that's not terrible. It could be much worse for us. There's still a lot of detailing I want to do, so when we actually finish laying out these two areas, I'm going to go and detail them, and then we'll move on to the next area, I think. Luckily, tool production has picked up from the last episode, so we are pretty much good there. And we just need to work on balancing food a little bit. I could put farms on this side as well, maybe just one or two, and in fact I think that's what we're going to start off by doing. So let's go get a few little farming huts and set these off to the side here. I think two, and then maybe a third. There we go, and then that'll be it for the farms. In terms of homes, let's get some fields though. And I think 10 by 10 was our limit, so 100 units. So this one, for example, we can just do an 8 by 12 beside this farming hut, and then we'll cut it close to these homes because these are temporary anyways, and 8 by 12 this way. So that's it for that. Over here we can do, I don't know, let's just do a proper 10 by 10, something square. Actually we might not, it's gonna go uphill a little bit. So here we can do an 8 by 12 next to this hut. And then just to off center it a little bit, we'll do a 10 by 10. There we go. And over here there's another farmhouse. So we might have to go like a 6 by 14 along here, and let's leave a gap and do 9 by 11, just so it's a little bit more rectangular still. So that's it for farm fields there. Very straightforward. Let's lay out some roads, because roads are super important here, just to make sure you guys know roughly how these are going to connect up. This fuel refinery is a little bit in the way because I want this to just go straight into what seems to be a little bit of a town center, but we can just skip that a little bit and just start laying out roads this way. So we'll do something like that. Get it angled a bit. We'll just continue this up like that. This can come forward and then angle out. Getting some lag there. There we go. So we can do something like that, and maybe chop this off. Get a little bit of a back road, kind of going through the kiln yard area. You know, something like that, just to make a little bit of a district there, and we can put homes and other production areas through this whole grid space. right in that section. A little bit miscellaneous, a little bit of a dirty pathway, which I'm perfectly fine with in these industrial areas. Let's get some roads up leading to there, because as I said, I would like to have more homes away from paths, so we get a little bit of a sidewalk up to them. And I think for now, that is okay. So we'll go ahead and let this play. ×5 normal speed. Let these homes get constructed and the farmland kind of cleared out. So then we can hopefully, I think I need to raise up my materials, or is that fuel? No, that's fuel. What's our material limit at? 5,000. We only at 1,500, so that's fine. We're not gonna hit that material limit anytime soon. Food, gonna be an interesting little problem here. As you can see, if we zoom out, our small market on this side is gonna cover a lot of this town. This town's gonna need its own small market of some kind, and that's something I wanna try and get going here. I just don't know how I want to do that. If we want to do a little market stand or what have you. Village goods market. Oh, that's different. That looks neat. Ooh, this looks good. Village farmers market. I like this a lot. Though, to be honest, it's a little iffy there. I don't know why my game just randomly minimized there for a half second or so, but it did. Okay. Let's put it back on ×5, just so in case anything goes haywire, we can adjust. Protein stall, dry goods stall. Well, that's like a Texan kind of thing. Clothes market stall. Is there a better type of general good place? And I think this farm stand might be us. I think this is small enough to fit in the little area we have here. And if we put it like right here or something, right next to the food, that'll be good. And let's get a little bit of a storage barn over here for supplies and things that might reach us. You know, you don't want people to run out of storage for food or anything like that. Lean to Z. What's this? Edibles lean to. Ooh, that's cool. I like that. So we could almost make like a custom little barn here with these. Like we could probably run it almost like this. And just make this like shoddy kind of looking barn. Or maybe add on to the market kind of stall area there, which could be cool. Food has kind of recovered, though it's early autumn, so it's harvesting season currently for these guys, so you know, you're never too sure how that's going to play out. We got the new farm buildings constructed, so people are going to be living in these, and we have the fields here, and we can go ahead and set these up for I guess raspberries on the lower fields. We'll do a couple pumpkin and then some more raspberries. Now I did get some comments on, you know, can I really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 can I really allow pumpkins here but not medieval engineers? And I say yes, because medieval engineers, it is a crime. Here it is a necessity. You get a little bit of a difference in that sense. Okay, so we'll have to build some fence work to kind of seal off these areas like we are doing down here. And I think these ones can be stone, a little bit heavier, you know, masonry. This is a little bit closer to the industrial side, so we can use some stone fences. I think that'll look nice. How are we on homes is going to be the question. That'll definitely be the question eventually. So if we take a look at our pathing, you can see some people are still working from across the river. And that basically means you don't have enough homes to support these industries nearby. And now, that doesn't mean you don't have, you know, a lack of homes in general. That just means it's not optimized currently. And like even like this fishery, I'm sure, yeah, you can see they're taking from the farm fields. Though luckily they can still provide for their local fields as well. Yeah, this one's having to walk a good ways, which is a little bit of an issue. If they had to walk a far distance to supply their fields with workers. Let's drop the laborers down a little bit there. Not many people need to be hammering away on a lot of these buildings. Hey Jasper, I know you want my lap, but you can't do that right now. Alright, so let's see. This is turning out okay for a makeshift building that I'm kind of throwing together myself. We have plenty of tools being constructed, and we are getting iron. So a little bit of a buildup of iron, which is cool. Let's get, what other production could be here is going to be the question. Let's see. We are going to eventually move the iron smelter and the small fuel refinery over into this area. So we could do that kind of now. Right. So we can put the iron smelter kind of just here at this corner, kind of close to the blacksmith. And we'll need a fuel refinery, wherever that might be. Sometimes it gets a little hard to spot these structures. You know, let's throw this up near the blacksmith as well, just to make this look even more industrial. I want this to be very dense up near the mines, and then kind of thin out and follow that along the mountainside and then thin out again. So that's what we'll do there. And we will, I guess, temporarily could destroy these two places, but I think we have to wait for these to be constructed first. We're going to take a lot of stone to do, so we might have to take some laborers away real quick to go harvest some stone just nearby. And we need to get some invisible, just stockpiles here. You know, like this one, probably for timber on either side. Okay, let's stick this back here. Like that, and then some more wherever I can put them. This is a little tough. Maybe we can use some of the firewood storage, right? Because that's kind of a good thing to have a lot of over through here. And let's see, I know these barrels and things kind of count as crates, but I didn't think. And I'm kind of really happy how these things work out, because you can really make an area dense of storage without really taking up a lot of inventory space. You know, it'll make it look a lot more industrial. Like a lot of goods are kind of getting deposited here. Reserve of stone is low. Yes, probably so. Probably so. All right, so this market is working. We're gonna limit it down to 2, and we're gonna hire 1 new worker for these because actually we're gonna need 2. So 2 on each marketplace to gather materials and bring them and trade between these 2 small little towns. This one, of course, being a little bit more smaller, a little bit more specialized. This one a little bit more broad and official, with the farmland kind of close to the river, so that looks nice. And let's see, we just need to wait. Our food supplies is going up, 2,700 food, so that's good. That is good. We have 9 people at work. We're gonna have to build a little chapel, I think, for this little ironworking town. So let's go to here. See what we can get away with. That'll hopefully make it look a little industrial. Though you would think if it was in the industrial area, it would maybe have some good stonemasons, you know. A crypt. Oh wow, look at that. That's cool. And metallic fences. Oh wow, I didn't know these even existed. And you can open the gate. That looks real nice. Fence the cemetery. Metal fence cemetery. Wow, that'll look real cool. Small town chapel. No, not quite the right material I want. Now you can't really build a church this big. That would look a little ridiculous. Mini chapel. No. Old church. That would be pretty proper. You know, a little big. Just a little big. I wish there was a smaller variant of that. This might be it. A small chapel. And what we can do is kind of take this centerpiece, and instead of for storage, we'll use the small chapel for that. So let's go ahead and just get rid of that storage altogether, and we can put, you know, maybe some of that graveyard in there. You know, they're hard-working people. They want to properly bury their dead a little bit. Could be cool. Now, granted, it's a bigger shrine than the one over here, but hopefully it just fits. Hopefully. You just kind of never know until you do it. Little lean-tos for food and things. Those are hopefully going to progress. These fields haven't been planted before yet, so this here season, next season, will be the first season for them, which will be good. Wood is a little low. A little low on lumber. And stone. And all the things we kind of need. Okay, let's harvest some trees. Yeah, let's just harvest all those trees there. Yeah, let's get some more stone. I think there's some good supply of stone up there. I don't think we have any need for iron right now, so that's fine. Look at all the people bustling about in our town. Growth has been really good. Food sitting around 2K, which is pretty good for winter. In the fall, it kind of kicks up because all the fields harvest, and then they kind of hopefully hold on to it for the winter. That's what you hope for when you're playing Banished. You're just hoping that winter kind of lasts. All right, so here is the iron smelter. So we will go ahead and tell that to work, and we will get rid of the building right there, just like that. And then get rid of one worker, because that's too many workers, you could say. And then once this small fuel refinery gets built right over here, right? Oh, yep, it's right there. We can get rid of the building right there. And then now both of them are transferred into the blacksmith quarter of the town, which is good. These homes are still temporary, but I can't get rid of them quite yet until we get some more homes up here. We need lumber for that pottery. Wasn't I making a lumber yard? I was, look at that. So this lumber yard will need working on. And I think let's get 2 people to work here permanently. That way they can create lumber for us. And I'll fence this whole area in. Like I'll try and get some decorative logs or something for the lumberyard, and then some decorative, I guess, stuff for the kiln. I don't really know what would fit there, but we'll find something. All these little storage crates seems to be working out for us, which is good. All right, how's this market? market is good. It has some food for us, which is gonna last hopefully a little while. So we're good up on herbs, and we hit the tool limit that we kind of wanted. Nice. Look at this. This is a nice little town. There's still a lot of detail I want to add to it. A lot of little fences, possibly some decorative trees and more decorative elements in general. I think will help. But we're a little ways from that. Food still falling, but it's spring, so hopefully planting season is here. As you can see, people are planting, which is good. And we need to get some homes up in this section. Warm leather tent. That's neat. Now we could do some upgraded tiny shacks. You know, that's a good little trick to do. We'll just space them out. And then for the larger home variant, the stone homes will hopefully provide still that gray kind of industrial look, but just a little bit more polished than the shacks there. And we'll see, I'll try and run some miscellaneous details like along the cliffside, like a bunch of coverings, like we have this covering over here. 100% decoration, but still looks cool. Makes it look like the building's more attached to the mountainside than it actually is. We are still gathering stone. And we are gaining lumber. And that means this potter's going to be built. Finally. That'll be good. Now, can we upgrade these? We can, and you can see they upgrade to townhomes. I don't like the look of these townhomes, so I'm going to keep these rustic little buildings. I think they look a little bit cooler. Now, this row of apartments that we have going here, I don't know if I'm going to keep that. We might get some shacks and just upgrade them. But they are offering a lot of homes in a tight space. Now, this one's cool. You're going to upgrade this, but we don't have any ropes to do that. Any other little buildings we can upgrade? We can upgrade these to stone, but I think we'll pass on that for now. These storage sheds are being used, which is good. This is, yeah, so tiny house is just some stone and wood, so we'll just upgrade that pretty much instantly as soon as they build them. There we go. Just so no one moves in and no one really becomes homeless. Granted, we have one homeless person right now because of it. I wish there was a way to kind of skip that step, but I don't think there really is. Until it's built. And with this influx of homes, we're going to have the problem of a lot of people, kind of an influx in population. So that'll be interesting on how that kind of gets dealt with. Let's get that church in here. Actually, that's the normal church. What's the other church we wanted? This one, right? Small chapel. And we'll space it a little bit back from the road. These are getting constructed now. Our fields are being planted and they are growing. This one not so much. I don't know where the worker is there. A lot of these are kind of growing slowly, but it's only midsummer. So we'll see. We'll see how the harvest is this winter. It's going to be a little rough, I think. Look at all that foot traffic coming in down the main road. It's pretty cool. That's one of my favorite thing about building any sort of game like Banished is just watching the people. go around there, like owning a little ant colony sometimes. Yes, yes, generate my lumber. Good. Alright, so this upgrade. It's going to take a lot of stone to do it, but it's definitely worth it. So we'll tear those down. You can see a lot of trees have been replanted here, which is fine for now. Eventually it'll be hopefully a little sparse. I mean, same thing kind of happens in this town a lot, but it's essentially free lumber. If you just tell all your laborers to just clear cut around the town, like this, you essentially get a whole bunch of little pieces of wood, and keeps the area clear, because that's kind of what you want anyways currently, so we can kind of see what we're doing. But a little bit of an influx in lumber, so you don't have to necessarily rely on these forester lodges 100% of the time. Alright, so that is looking good. This town's getting filled out a little bit. Still a lot we could do to make it better. Reserve of food is low, but it is close to harvesting season, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough. And these homes need to get built, so we stopped sapping people from this town to work over here, because we need these guys to work in this area. Kind of separate and be self-sufficient. That's the hard thing when you do multiple towns like this in Banished, is keeping each town a little bit self-sufficient, you know, just enough, and then having specialties to trade with each other. And you can see we're taking up a good bit of the map. In fact, let me make that a little bit bigger for you. You can see this is currently our towns here, and we have a decent amount of farmlands kind of spreading along the coast. Now, if we take a look here, so this is the industrial kind of mountainside. Now, I'm thinking the next town we want to go. I don't know what we want to go. You guys let me know down below what next segment of town we need, and supplies. We can be more of tailoring, possibly, or in orchards kind of stuff. We can kind of build over here on this little peninsula, kind of snaking its way, being split by the river. I think that would be a good place to build next. We can build a road along the river and make some bridges. Bridges are always cool. I'm excited to make a port town eventually too. All right, let's slow it down a second. We have a lot of food right now. Definitely a lot. Almost 5,000. So the harvest is underway. Granted, a little slow still. I might need some little sheds and things for them, kind of closer to the fields, because this barn is good and all, but they have to walk a long way. And walking a long way with farms is not optimum by any stretch of the imagination. So that's something to consider as we move into winter with, 5.5k food, which is definitely plenty. Oh, look at that. The potter is up. So you have some more kilns back there, and they can make some pots to hopefully sell eventually. Now, what we can do, and what I wouldn't mind doing, is getting a trade building. Here. Nothing too big for the area, because, that's no good. Small port. Wow, look at that. What's this? A large port. Oh, wow, that's cool. I can't wait till we build that. So we have a food supplier, dry goods supplier. You can specialize this. You can old town trading post. That looks so cool. I don't think we have anywhere to really fit this, but boy, is this a cool looking building. This is something I would for sure make. Wow. Small traders. I have a small general trader. Building materials trader. you know. And you can combine these. You can be like, let's get a seed trader here, and a general building trader here. But this is a little bit of a farming community, so let's find something rustic looking. I think that's fine. So we'll do a seed and animal, just attach to that. So it's a little bit smaller than the proper old school trade post that you might build in the game itself. Which actually, I don't even know where that is nowadays, to be honest. It's here it is. This is the original trade post. You can see what we built. It's a much smaller footprint, which can be nice. Can be nice. We're already at 30 minutes. Already at 30 minutes. Good, this house is built. That means what I'll do is I'll go ahead and get rid of these temporary structures. And we will get a new wood chopper. Up in here. Just like that. Our reserve of logs are low. Well, that's no good. Speed up time. Really clear out this land. Well, I might need to chop some more full-grown trees a little bit here. There we go. Yeah, this little valley is pretty cool. How it kind of horseshoes around this U shape. I don't really build many towns like this, and I'm happy we're doing this across the river. Definitely looks like a good countryside settlement, and then to just have a town nearby. You know, it's not terribly far. It's definitely far enough, I would say. As we zoom in here. Oh, the church is being built. That's good. We have 14 students. Make that 16. Oh wow, that's a cool middle stage there. That makes me think of like a Daisy or something. This is partially constructed or ruined church. Looks neat. Looks neat. Plenty of fence work to do. And I think that's what we're going to be doing over the next episode. It's just rounding out these whole towns, getting them 100% good to go. Losing some people, just due to mishaps, not necessarily due to any other reason. And there we go. So we have that fully covered. Chapels are good to go. Now, before I end the episode, we have a few homes, but we also deleted some homes, so this is probably going to not really change much in the long term. Yeah, we're still getting people from across the bridge and taking their workforce for this, but I don't think for the farms. If the farms, as long as the farms remain on this side, I'm okay with that. Yeah, this is good. We're getting there. We're getting into a balanced state. You know, not many people going across the river for work. Not many. Not many. All right. So I think that's it for this episode of Banished. Go ahead and leave a like. That's how you guys vote on what you want to see more often on the channel. Go ahead and leave a comment down below on maybe what town theme you want to hit on next as we progress through and add more towns and more trading opportunities for our citizens. Subscribe to the channel for more creative goodness, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.